country with the election of President Barack Obama. He called us to service as there remains much work to do to end unemployment, poverty, and crime in our communities. There's so many books on how we can accomplish this. But this year, everyone's raving about this summer's hottest new book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America by Chicago's own Emmanuel Barbee. A graduate of Northeastern Illinois University, Barbee addresses key ways we back our families and communities. But unlike so many other books on this topic, Barbee captivates his reader, presenting solutions through a riveting life story. It's entertaining, it's different, it's exciting. The perfect book club selection. Don't be left out. Get your copy of The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. Order today at Amazon.com.
Greetings, family. Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. If you are new to this channel or podcast, then please subscribe and share our content with your friends. This will help grow our audience. I provide a written transcript in the group with the same name on Facebook for those of you who don't speak English. I also cite all of my sources under Show and Prove. You can find all the information under the About section on this YouTube channel. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills on my show with my listeners from the podcast community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue during COVID-19. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing, and legal services, all for free. Our goal this year is to raise $500,000 for our film project, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. I would like to thank those of you who have donated to our film project. I encourage people from my friends list and people in my social groups who want to be a part of our film project to please send me your email address to my Facebook inbox. We will hold a private conference through Google Meeting to discuss the best methods of reaching others via social media, people on their friends list, donors, and local businesses. Ghettos of Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, mission is to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through our programs and services. Our objective is to build a bridge between the diaspora and continental Africans through art, culture, and commerce. Ghettos of Chicago will be in the business of creating docudramas, short films, theater, photography, fine arts, music, poetry, literature, sculpture, dance, and spiritual development for inner city youth and their families. Once this virus is cleaned up, we plan on launching African tours in order for us to move from behind the computer and make real connections with our global Black family on the continent, starting in South Africa. I created GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, because I got tired of all of the division among Black people. I created GRCAM in 1991 on a site called Gopher. I wanted to create an organization that focused specifically on solving Black issues in America. I wanted to connect with other like-minded African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Europeans, Afro-immigrants, and Afro-Latinos throughout the diaspora. This is a podcast where we talk about solving Black issues, African issues using a spiritual perspective as it pertains to the great awakening of our people that has been prophesied. Our objective is to get our film project fully funded and play it by ear during COVID-19. Once this virus is cleaned up, then we will shoot our film and promote our film in selected movie theaters and sell our DVDs together. We will put Gurkham on the map and turn my vision for Black America into reality. In 2021 and beyond, the grassroots community activist movement will be promoting a policy of global Black unity, ownership, and community support. Our objective is to be in a place where we own everything we consume and we support one another. We're reaching out to our group members and listeners and would like to encourage them to support our film project in 3 ways. They are as follows: through our virtual store, Gurkham merchandise such as COVID face masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbags, and t-shirts. All proceeds will go towards our film project. Secondly, through our nonprofit organization, Gurkham of Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago PayPal page. Donations can be used as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3. All donations are tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law. Thirdly, you can support us by purchasing my revised book on Amazon through my author page. Keep in mind, community support is where we have to go, and please understand, when you supporting our YouTube channel or our podcast, you're supporting an independent Black network which will eventually employ Black people in our films, stage plays, and in our actual business. I need African entrepreneurs, especially in South Africa, to come on the show and promote their businesses and ministries to the diaspora and vice versa. Instructions on participation on the show this evening. Once I am done with my presentation, I will open up the virtual phone lines. First, watch my Facebook Live video called Side A. After I finish with my presentation, then I will open up the virtual phone lines. Just click on the phone icon to interact with me in real time through Facebook Messenger as a voice call for Q&A. This will be called Side B. With that being said, tonight's segment is entitled, Why Black People and Others Should Support My Film Project. Hood Liberator made in Chicago. The war against Willie Lynch begins. I have taken the responsibility to do the necessary research in finding film schools in order for me to learn the ins and outs of becoming a film director and a producer. I took several classes at Chicago Filmmakers. I learned how to write a film proposal, the importance of having a professional film crew such as sound technicians, graphic designers, assistant director, director of photography, camera assistants, hair and makeup artists, production assistants, and of course, quality actors. The proceeds from the film will go towards funding our Christian business, Gurkham of Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. I'm asking all of my Christian friends from around the globe to please pray that Jesus/Yahshua would connect me with legitimate donors, sponsors, philanthropists, and corporations in order for our film project to be fully funded so that we can hire professional film crew and quality actors in Jesus' name. The proceeds from the film will put me in a better position financially so that I can purchase office equipment, purchase property in Chicago and in Africa, and hire black middle-class professionals will make sure that our business become effective and successful for years to come. Through this business, I will declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within the black society, as well as the colonized mentality in Africa. Kai of Chicago will be a solution-driven institution where learners are transformed into leaders. Learning at Kai of Chicago will be based on 3 C's: cooperation, compassion, and co-prosperity. Through this Christian business, we will create satellite communities within the inner cities in order to connect them to African entrepreneurs. It is our hope that this Christian business will become a world-class institution that equips black entrepreneurs and individuals using the principles from my revised book to transform desolated places into flourishing, safe communities for God's glory. Encourage your non-black friends to patronize our film project as well. Non-black sympathizers are welcome to join us, but it's black people's responsibility to build it and to manage it. After all, this is for black people. Our focus is on strengthening the black family while improving the black community. Since Black America has rejected my plan and vision for 29 years, this organization will be membership-based and private. I do not associate with con artists, hardened criminals, urban terrorists, rapists, nor pedophiles. I also do not associate with coons and sellouts. You don't have to be a Christian to be part of this organization. This organization is based on my experience. None of my members will never have to endure the humiliation and rejection I received just for trying to do something positive in the black community. At this time, I am the business, I am the grassroots community activist movement. Nehemiah and Azera did not work by themselves. They had support from their people. CAM is a 21st century black economic empowerment organization. There are 5 reasons why black people and others should support my film project. It would provide employment for black youth as well as help them advance in the film industry. It would help us create an economic base within the black community. It would help unify the diaspora and continental Africans through our films and the business. The proceeds from the film would allow us to hire qualified black middle-class professionals to help make this organization effective for years to come, as well as replicate the business in other cities and in 10 African nations, God willing. To make a real connection with the global black family. This is a black empowerment film based on my revised book, The Solution for Black America, Claiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition. This film will touch on my struggle as a black male and how I had to fight nonstop for survival purposes. Then the film will review my teen years and my first 2 years of street ministry. I noticed a large number of black people living on the streets on Chicago West Side known as Skid Row, located on West Madison Street. Poor blacks were pushed into the ghettos and slums by the financial elites in America. The educational system was failing black students due to being underfunded. I began to ask the question why things are not functioning properly in the inner cities. I realized the answer in the low-income African American community. We lacked an economic base. Our public school system trained students to become robots. The school system only trained students to memorize questions and dates and things that will not elevate our community. The public school system does not train students to make a contribution back to the community. This is why I created my virtual Christian socialist organization, GCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Pan-Africanism was one-sided. It only focused on freeing Africa. My organization was twofold, a domestic front and an international front. I got tired of all of the division among black people. I wanted to create an organization that would focus on solving black issues in America. This film will allow me to reach the masses and promote our real business, Gurkai of Chicago. Again, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. We will offer relevant education for our students. We will combine experience with book knowledge. We will focus on hosting African tours in order to connect the diaspora with continental Africans. Our objective is to offer quality educational programs while becoming the heart of the black community. We will offer business classes, information technology, film classes, and healthcare classes. We will expand in the community by owning our own community grocery stores, community housing, community health clinics, and co-op workplace. But for whatever reason, we seem to have failed to unite within our racial group for survival, just as other groups have done. Are you comfortable with the fact that road cops can enter your home and kill you and your family members with pure immunity, such as the case of Breonna Taylor? Just because there are a few among us who may not want to relocate from America does not mean we should all abandon the idea. I hope that everyone who is listening to this podcast would make a commitment to supporting my film project. The Grassroots Community Activist Movement is trying to solve the problems of black on two fronts, a domestic front and an international front. A domestic front consists of within the United States, and an international front consists of the Caribbean, Brazil, and on the continent of Africa. I've been getting pushback, not from white people, but from black people. It's my hope that this film will help speed up the ideas which I have been sharing with people online and offline, and turn those ideas into a reality. We as black people must heal from the legacy of colonization, those are people living on the continent, and the legacy of slavery. Those are black people born in America and black people living in the Caribbean / Brazil. We need to stop being consumers of other people's products or markets. We need to transition from being workers to being owners, and that means we need to commit to supporting each other. It's all about pulling our resources together. I created GCAM for us to come together to mobilize for the purpose of rebuilding our inner cities in America while reconnecting with our ancestral homeland, as well as network with our brothers and sisters on the continent. There are 1.7 billion people in Africa alone. Others are coming to Africa because they realize Africa has all the natural resources. The financial elites also know that we're divided and it's easy for them to continue exploiting Africa's wealth. The current status of the African economy is due to the mass exodus of Africans migrating out of Africa in search of greener pastures or fleeing from famine and war, to such places as Asia, Canada, Europe, and the United States. We plan on replicating this organization to at least 5 cities in America and to 10 African nations. We want to help improve Africa infrastructure in terms of building power plants, roads, sanitation, and water cleaning. Africa needs to create a pathway for the diaspora to gain citizenship. As a collective group, we're not serious about our liberation in America. Ask me why. Because of the last election is proof that black people are not serious about fighting against white supremacy. We're not serious about building anything. I've been on Facebook for 17 years trying to recruit others to work with me and Sister Renee. Black people say they tell what I am trying to do, but they don't want to take this to the next level, turning my ideas into a real business. The only reason why it's taken me so doggone long to move Gracam from behind a computer is the lack of manpower in the capital. This is why I turned to social media to get my message out to the public through my YouTube videos, my virtual store, my social groups, my blog postings, my online talk show, my revised book, and now through my future Christian film. This is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group in America. Without black support, I am unable to do my job, and our people in America will continue to go through unnecessary casualties. There are 2 billion black people on the planet, yet as a group, we don't have a communication system among ourselves. We have to take responsibility for what has happened to the black community and to Africa. Coups and civil wars were orchestrated all over Africa, from Nigeria, Liberia, the Congo, Sierra Leone, and Rwanda by foreign powers of the West, Europe, and America. The Western nations created a policy called 3Ds: destabilize, depopulate, and deindustrialize. We have to educate the next generation so that history does not repeat itself. We are taught in school that the ultimate goal in life is to make money. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will push towards a cultural revolution. I am not here for popularity. I am here to help raise the bar in Black America and in Africa. Our African brothers and sisters have to meet us halfway. It can't be just the diaspora wanting to build up the continent while Africans embrace a globalist ideology, meaning getting caught up with being a world traveler, knowing full well that they should be in Africa building their nation. We have to face reality. America controls our ability to leave through travel warnings, and they can confiscate our passports. America is pushing LGBT really heavy in Africa. When I think of John Lewis and Selma, I think it was an unnecessary casualty. The grassroots community activist movement will not pass down this type of abuse to the next generation. The buck stops here. The mainstream media likes to parade people like John Lewis around. It was nothing more than about black people getting abused in exchange to have the right to vote. No other group in America had to endorse this situation in America. They have been telling this lie for 56 years. Lawmakers changed the law because there were riots taking place across the United States after the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Brothers were put in work. The mainstream media did not want to promote this story in their news coverage. They don't tell you about blacks who fought back. They want to encourage our members to think. We want to encourage our members to think outside of America. We would encourage our group members to apply for dual citizenship. Our ancestors helped build America, but our ancestral homeland is Africa. Gracam is much more than just slogans like Black Power and Hotep. We want to create our own economy and do business with people who respect us. It's not my burden alone, but rather a shared burden, for I am just one black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. Again, it takes a team to make a dream work, and that's what black people need to understand. I mean, it doesn't matter how bad I want to get this organization up and running. I mean, if it was up to me, it would have been up and running years ago. But again, God gave us free will. And so all I can do at this point in time is just keep on hosting my show on Thursdays in terms of trying to encourage people to support this film project so I can take this, the Gercam, to the next level. That's the big screen. That's to get it on DVDs, generate capital so that way I can go ahead and hire qualified people that want to be a part of this business to work with me and Sister Renee, and so that we can get this thing popping here in Chicago. And once I have qualified people in place, I turn it over to those persons and try to get it set up in other cities. But I don't have another 29 years to waste. I'm just being real. Gercam is a global community of thinkers and builders. I need your help to move Gercam from behind the computer into our urban communities that need our talents and skills. Gercam of Chicago will be membership based. Everyone will be screened, must attend our mandatory orientation, and sign the community pledge. No exceptions. No hardened criminals, no active gang members, no urban terrorists, no pedophiles, and no half-steppers allowed in my organization. This is how I get down. This is my contribution back to my community, society, and throughout the African diaspora. And so, before I open up the phone lines, I do want to just say to everyone, thank you for listening to my presentation. I do want to encourage people to call in so that way it can get a little bit more traction. And please share this video podcast. Just share it with all your friends. And for all my Christian friends, just please pray again that the Lord would connect me with other like-minded individuals that's serious about wanting to send a donation to our film project, that want to be part of this organization, because it's needed. It's really needed. And I want to start it here in my own city, and I want to prove to the global black family that, hey, there's this organization want to do something. The only reason why it's just taken me again so long is because I lack, support. I don't have, the manpower, and I don't have the capital. I wrote my revised book. I wrote the vision and made it plain. And I thought that was going to help me generate the capital that I need to get this thing popping, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So, like I say, my film is all I have left. There's nothing else that I can do. And I laid down the groundwork, so that's all the ideas is in the book. But I want to turn those ideas, put those ideas on the big screen, and carry out those ideas once, this business, I start making money from the film. Now, once I start making money, everybody is going to come out the woodwork, mark my words. Because that's how small-minded people think. They figure, he got some money, so let's go over here and all this and that. I'm not here for a popularity contest. This thing that I've been experiencing, unnecessary rejection and humiliation for trying to do something positive in the black community, is a thorn in my flesh. So I'm just asking the Lord to just let me stay humble, or let me just keep calm my emotions, because my fight is not really here in America, because we really don't have quote-unquote communities. We just have little pockets here and there of the black community, because the black community, is being gentrified. And again, that's our fault. I mean, black people, I would just say, during integration, that's people, was speaking in Dr. King's ear about, we should integrate, more than just, the bus line should be other things. Which, we were we are taxpayers and stuff. We're paying into this system and stuff, but black people have to realize America was built on white supremacy. That's even in the Constitution. That's why they say that we're 3/5 human. So all that stuff in the Constitution, all that stuff is just contradictions. It's all about trying to exploit other people, and it was about trying to keep black people at the bottom. Yes, they're black middle class, and those are the people that I want to connect with, because they have those talents and skills that we need in our inner cities to help it turn around. And I understand a lot of them, black middle class professionals, don't want to deal with people in the inner cities, because you're going into an urban war zone. The financial elites, they're the ones that created all this garbage, as I stated in my book. They're the ones that brought in drugs, guns, and liquor stores, flooded the black community in that, and created this class thing so the black middle class can leave, and so that they can exploit the people that live in the inner cities. And how do I know? Because I came from the inner cities, and that's what my story is about. But I want to portray, people try to do good things in the inner city. Everybody, even myself, was not into criminality. I wasn't into selling drugs and all that stuff. And so that's why I think I get a lot of pushback too. People don't want to hear about, the positive stuff. I'm trying to tell you what the solution is. They don't want to hear it from my perspective. They just want to keep begging these financial elites that don't care. And yes, it's sad. And like I say, I mean, I didn't even ask for this calling. The Lord has put this on my heart and mind. This is what I was called to do. So I'm trying to be obedient. I'm trying to deal with this. But if it was up to me, I would have this organization be up and running, and I would be over there in Africa educating the masses about the problems that we in the diaspora experience, and so that they don't have to go through the same mess that we went through. And also to teach our brothers and sisters on the continent how to become competitive with those non-black foreigners that's, over there that's going to end up, some, like the Chinese, might end up becoming the new colonizers. That doesn't sit well with me. Those resources belong to us. So I'm just doing the best that I can to get my message out. All of my other social groups has been wiped out. And eventually, Facebook is going to get rid of the social groups too. And so I'm asking people, if they're serious about doing business with me, exchange emails. Exchange emails with me, so that way I can send you all my information and you can know how to stay in contact with me. I'm all over the internet. But I like groups, because in groups I can, talk to people pacifically. But even in my secular groups, they already know that I call myself a Christian socialist, and I stand on those things. But I just want them to know that we want to meet the need of the community, and focus on solving black issues. Then everything else can come, will fall in place. But we have to learn how to get along with each other first and foremost. This is ridiculous, what I experience. I'm not ashamed of what I went through. I'm just saying it's not easy. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, I am as real as it gets as it pertains to trying to do something for the inner cities. The financial elites don't care. And again, this is my last attempt. So, like I said, I'm going to just keep doing these on Thursday evenings, do these presentations until I'm able to generate the capital that I need. Unfortunately, I only made so far $400. Do you hear what I say? $400. I mean, I'm grateful for it, but the goal is to raise $500,000. So that way, I can hire quality film crew, quality actors, and I'm going to hire someone to, write the film for me as well, so it could be on a professional level. So all of those things, so that way I can present a quality film, generate capital from that, hire people, put them in place, and be able to replicate it in other cities. And this is not going to be our first film. We're going to make other films down the road. So that way we don't have to be sitting up here begging. I don't like to be begging people, for stuff, But I want black people to know, real black people, they're sick and tired of, these fake politicians that got hidden agendas. It starts at the grassroots level. It starts with the community. And I don't want to see none of my members living in no urban war zone. So we are going to try to get them out of there, the ones that want to leave. Again, we're going to set up a satellite community. I'm not going to get into all of that because that's for members only. Bottom line, we're going to do what we can while we can to help people in the inner cities. But I want to be able to take my talents and skills to the continent. Work with people that want more out of life. And that's serious because I'm serious. I have a track record. My show right here, this is proof right here that I'm trying to do something. Every Thursdays I'm on here trying to encourage, and I give people free airtime. So there's no excuse why more people that's on my friends list, especially black business owners, shouldn't be coming on my show because they're getting free airtime. But like I say, it is what it is. But I want to take this thing. I want to take this to the next level, like I say, to the big screen. All right. With that being said, phone lines are now open.